Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Random Rambles. Okay, so for today's episode, I'm literally going to be rambling because I have nothing planned. I put out a poll on Instagram asking people for ideas. I have a few. I was going to talk about different types of brakes that there are in cars, but then we'll leave that one for another time. And then I was going to talk about bridges and why there's like the arch in them, slash if you put an arch underneath it, it makes it stronger. And then someone suggested that I tell you about myself. So why not? I'll tell you about myself. Hi, my name's Bree, but my full name is Breeana. I am 22 years of age. Originally from Southern California. We're gonna go life story here. Here we go. Southern California, lived in Utah for some time, then back to California, and most recently, the last 5 years have really been the fun part because I've moved. Myself personally, I have moved 8 times in the last 5 years. So, we started with a nice little wake-up call at 5 a.m. on Christmas Day in 2014, where we hopped in a moving truck and drove across the country from California to Central Florida. That's where it starts. Well, yeah, 5 years, 6-ish. It's 2021. Oh, hi, by the way, Happy New Year. We got new hair, meaning I just cut off all the blonde because it was getting long. And I am been too lazy to dye it again. We'll get there, it's fine. Yeah, so we moved here in the middle of my junior year of high school. To be honest, hated Florida with a burning passion, and I wanted nothing more than to leave the state as quickly as possible. So I graduated high school early. I graduated a semester early, and I was like, where can I go? So then I enrolled into Calvary Chapel Bible College, and I moved across the pond over to England. I was like, all right, peace out, Florida, bye. So made it over there, was marvelous. I went in spring, so the weather wasn't terrible. It was actually marvelous, it was glorious. We had like 2 days maybe of snow, and it was crazy. It was really cool, especially from Southern California girl to Florida, where it didn't snow ever, unless you went to the mountains, of course, but where I lived, no. Also, that polar bear, we need a name still. Okay, back on track. Was there for, I want to say like 6 months, I don't remember. It's all a blur, but it was great, loved it. Worked in a little coffee shop over there, fell in love with the people, the friends. I got friends all over the country now. Then I had to come back to Florida. So then I came back to Florida, trying to figure out what else I wanted to do with my life. Moved over to college. I went to UCF. Charge on, go Knights. I did not finish. We're gonna learn that very quickly. I think I did a few. I don't even remember how far I got, but I went for a little bit. I don't think I've got an AA, maybe? I don't know. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I looked through legitimately every single major choice they had. Like, I went through the list, looked at all the requirements, what they wanted, what they would do, what you could do with them in the future, and I didn't like any of them. I started as criminal justice, and I think I ended in radio television. Let me just hit the whole spectrum. I think I even went to math at one point. I went to like criminal justice. I think I did math. I think there was an English in there too. Switched. Yeah, it was bonkers. Because and then I landed on radio television because I like this. I like filming things. I like being creative in that sort of aspect of life. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm actually officially done with Florida. Then I was like, hey, bye. Deuces. Moved back to California. I lived with my brother, and we were living, at the time, it was not a good scenario. It was like being at a summer camp the entire time. I was living inside a church in this puny, teeny tiny town. So in this building, it was like an old extra room, like a kid's room, like, you know, where you would do, I don't know, classroom activities. So we had a bed in there, me and my brother, bunk bed in this room in this church. No shower. Bathrooms are down the hall to your right because it was just an extra classroom. It was rough. Honestly, it was rough. I was just me and my little git fiddle doing worship. I had moved out there originally to help my brother start up his business. The church needed someone for worship, so I was like, I could do that. That's what I do. I like guitars, use them all. So yeah, and it was an older church, so there was no young people, and there was probably an average of maybe 25 to 30 people that went to this church every Sunday, and they were all very old. Yeah, so that was interesting, a little bonkers. So I managed to last about 6 months, and then I was like, okay, this is a little much. Oh, in that time I chopped all my hair off. That was a good decision. I liked that one. It was entirely terrifying, and I hid for like 3 months because I was like, what have I done? But now that I have gotten rid of all of it, it's just fabulous. The most fraying thing ever. Yeah, so I lasted like 6 months, and I was like, okay, Dad, will you help me get home? So my dad graciously was like, yes, sweetie, we love you. So I, it was like a Tuesday, and he was like, yeah, you can come back. And he got me a plane ticket on Friday. So I packed up all my stuff back in my little containers and went back to Florida. It was a super quick decision and super crazy, but it was bueno. So moved back in with the parents. And in this time, there's like moving in between houses. So that's why the whole move 8 times in between. So I've back and forth. But these are the main ones, you know, California, Florida, Florida, England, England, Florida, Florida, California, California, Florida. Those are the big ones. So moved back to California. Nope. Rewind. Moved back to Florida. Came back with an entirely new appreciation for Florida, because you think California's pretty, and it is in its own sense. But like, what if you're on the coast or in the mountains? But where I had been, it was just dirt and dry and fire ridden, because you know there's literally fires all the time in California. So yeah, came back to Florida, had a newfound appreciation, was slightly lost and still very confused after moving a bajillion times and not figuring out what the heck I wanted to do with my life, because, you know, it's that age. I'm still at that age. I still have no idea what the heck I want to do, but I'm living life day by day, going to church, doing my thing. Jesus loves me and I love him, and he's got me covered. So, came here, was introduced to this church, absolutely fell in love with it, fell in love with the people. They are my fam, hashtag shout out Rethink Live. So got connected with the worship team there, grew immensely as a person, went from being honestly a shy, I guess my friends wouldn't say I'm shy, but I'm awkward, okay? I'm an awkward introvert that knows how to handle people, I guess, kind of. But like, super shy, there's a better word, I just can't think of one right now. Super awkward, not very, what is the word? Not very confident individual, especially after moving a billion times and thinking that, oh look, I'm going to amount to nothing in life. it's not a good mindset. Don't think that. So learned how to speak like truth and positivity and like life over yourself. Learned how to do me and just be me and be confident in who I am as a person. My vocal range got so much better versus staying in my comfort zone of singing like a man. Learned how to play that instrument a little better. It was fun. It's been fun. It's been a wild couple years, but I think I'm finally content with whatever the heck happens, whatever punches are rolling my way. I'm reeling and dealing. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I said it really fast, half of it probably doesn't make sense, but that's okay. Please help me name this polar bear. It really needs a name. All right. Thank you for listening to my rambles. I will see you next time. Bye. Please help me name the polar bear.